You're kidding me. Where on earth is that 10mm gone? I've owned you less than 12 hours. Where are you gone? What has happened to it? Hi guys, welcome back. So it's Sunday morning. I got lured in with cheap pastries at Lidl supermarket, and we've ended up in the middle aisle, the boot fair aisle, with a load of new cheapy tools. Now, last week, or beginning of this week in fact, I also managed to pick up some cheap tools, some Aldi work zone ones, and I think we've actually got a few bargains here. We're going to have a little look over them, and a few of these things actually I genuinely use in my professional workshop, so don't necessarily disregard the fact that these are super cheap. They do actually have a pretty good use, so I'm going to show you what we've bought. Some of these bits are pretty good. The Parkside stuff, that's on their special buys at the moment, but in Aldi, by the look of things, because they're getting ready for a lot of their Christmas stuff coming in, a lot of their odds and ends are heavily reduced, so I'm going to go over these as well, because most of these bits were at least 50% off and they were already reduced. So we ended up getting a little 3/8 drive socket set for £4. Certainly not going to set the world on fire. It's definitely not a professional tool, but maybe it will get you out of trouble. We'll have a look at that. But for £4, I couldn't leave it there. So let me move everything around and we'll have a good look at what we've bought, shall we? Right, first up, a couple of things that I use all the time, and I actually get them from Lidl all the time. They do very regularly, well, a couple of times a year they do 3M tapes, so I normally get my packaging tape from there. It's heavy duty, good quality gear. They also do big packs of 3M masking tape, which again, super useful for your decorating and stuff. 3M brand, of course they're a chemical company, they make all sorts of things like tapes, abrasives, chemicals, all sorts of stuff. Really worth it, and I think that's £3, £3.99 for 4 of those, so I normally stock up on those. And this one is the Parkside branded heavy duty packing tape, and again that clear tape, they come in rolls of, or packs of 4 rolls, and I think again they're £3.99, so definitely worth having those. Grab them every time I see them in there. I've got plenty on the shelf, super cheap and actually genuinely good tape. I use that for boxing everything up, so boring stuff but a good place to get it. Now you might be asking, what on earth would these cheapy clamps be doing in a proper workshop? Well, the reality of these is for low clamping force applications, these polymer clamps are brilliant because they don't mark up your work pieces and they're an awful lot safer. So I'm going to quickly mock up a shot in a moment to show you why, but I've stopped using any of the metal clamps now unless I'm actually doing big glue ups, because if you was to catch an edge, the majority of my work for instance is effectively one-off parts, so if I'm using guide rails and things, or maybe I've made some sketchy jigs, the last thing you want to be doing is clipping a clamp. Right, I've mocked this up purely for the shot itself. We've got the little clamps just holding this down to the bench top itself. They reckon 40 kilos of clamping force, which I don't think they're anywhere near that. However, they've actually clamped it up pretty solidly. Now, the reason why I like using these polymer ones, now again, just mocked it up purely for a shot here. Imagine we're coming across, if we're trying to cut a slot down this edge, for instance, the hardest parts, especially if you're a bit of a stretch towards the end of your cut, if you've got to lift your router away, occasionally you might have the blade or the bit still sticking out from underneath of the base plate. If you clip that on a metal clamp, that's going to explode. You're going to have sparks going everywhere. It's going to be an absolute nightmare. Now, if you do clip this, it's likely to give you a hell of a fright, but it should mean that the clamp just gets chopped to bits. You don't end up destroying your cutter and you don't fill your workshop up with red hot shards of carbide tip. So certainly very useful. These little ones are really, really handy. I use these a lot on the bandsaw when I'm putting on sort of stop sort of guides, if I've got to do cuts to a certain depth. Beautiful little clamps, they work really well. In fact, these latest ones, these are a significant improvement over this type. So just having a quick play with these feel like they've got a better clamping force to them. Nice little button on there. How can you go wrong for what, less than £2? And if you end up clipping a big cutter or something like that, these cutters are about £60. You don't want to be damaging too many of those. I'd much rather sacrifice a few clamps, keep all of my nice cutters in order. Yeah, bargain, can't go wrong. You can never have too many clamps. Who would have thought you can actually get some decent usable tools from supermarket? I want to tell you a quick story. The first time that I really ever started using anything Parkside branded, so that's the Lidl's brand, when I first got this house, I had to do there was loads of tiles on the floor that needed coming up, and I never owned an SDS drill, so I wanted to use it in its chisel function. So I went to Lidl, bought £24 mains powered SDS, black one it was. Turns out that it was made by Inel Tools, which are sort of a middle of the road Chinese manufacturer, and it had a 3-year warranty on it. 25 quid. I absolutely smashed it to bits while I was doing all of the work on the house, doing my extension and everything else. Really handy bit of kit, never had one before, used it for a lot of drilling sort of applications and obviously chiseling primarily. But I absolutely destroyed that thing. It worked really, really hard, and I think it lasted about 2.5 years, but the amount of use that I'd given it, the amount of abuse that I'd put that poor thing through, I couldn't bring myself to take it back and get a refund like a lot of people do, because it completely exceeded my expectations. In the end, the gearbox gave up, but I absolutely battered that out, including cutting out live 8-inch sewer as well. So yeah, absolutely destroyed that. And since then, I've been a little bit more open to trying some of their stuff. I mean, yes, these are super cheap. These are not going to last forever, but if you buy them with the right mindset that these are basically disposable in my workshop, I don't think you're going to go too far wrong, really, especially for DIY stuff. I've got a lot of fancy clamps, but as I've mentioned, I never really use them nowadays. Just use all the cheapies. If I have to trim them up and make them fit, they really do serve a purpose for not a lot of money. They have a 3-year warranty. I don't think any of these have ever lasted me 3 years. They end up getting trimmed up and stuff like that. But for the price, you really can't go too far wrong. And every time I see these in there, I normally grab a pack. Good couple of times a year, they have their tool deals on. Their little sort of Parkside tool events. Always grab a bunch of those. Right, next one. I took a bit of a punt on these. Had a little bit of a feel of these. Now, ratchet spanners, of course, these are £7. That's for 5 ratchet spanners. We've got an 8, a 10, a 13, a 14 and a 17. So only a partial set. But for most of my work, the 8, the 10 and the 13 are going to come in very useful. Now, they had a couple of different versions of these. These have got just an offset head. They also had some flexi head ratchets. So they've basically got a hinged ratchet end on there. But these ones are the reversible ones. Now, normally, with a lot of ratchet spanners, you flip them over. They're fixed in one direction. So if you want to go back and forwards, you turn your ratchet spanner over and go again. But these have actually got the little reversible ratchet head on there. Now, actually, they've got 90 teeth in there, and there's very little backlash. They're definitely not going to be a professional tool for pulling on all day in a garage. However, there's minimal backlash. They feel pretty good. There's a tiny little bit of play in there, but actually they feel pretty good. Now, I had a good play with the flexi head ones. I'm not a big fan of flexi head ratchet spanners, but they had a bit more play. They had a little bit more backlash in the mechanisms on these, and these actually felt pretty good, and they're quite free moving. So if you've got loose fixings and loose fasteners that you need to do up, these may well be pretty good. Let's get these out of the pack and have a better look at these, because actually for the money, they actually look pretty good. What we're going to do going forward, I'm going to stick them in the toolbox for the van, and whilst we're doing the van build, we're going to use these and see how long they last, see whether they're problematic or not, and then we'll come back to them and see whether they were worth the money. But I've got a pretty good eye for a tool. All of the jaws on here are pretty well machined. They all seem to come up to size pretty well. If you're in the market for some ratchet spanners, 5 of them for £7, I mean, you can't go too far wrong. Again, if you use them within their design parameters, you're not going to be using these in a professional garage all day, every day. However, I reckon we're going to get some good use out of those. So let's get them out of the box. I've got a microphone now. It's the first time I've used microphones in my video. I've got the little DJI one. It's connected up to the camera. It's working quite well so far. Nice and easy to set up. Right, 8mm. It's got quite nicely defined clicks on there, very minimal backlash. Now, of course, because we've got 90 teeth, that means you've only got 4 degrees of movement between each click, but you do lose probably half of that in the backlash. But it's an 8mm reversible. I mean, that's certainly going to be useful. Most important ones for me are the 10 and 13. So again, you can see that one doesn't sound quite as positive as the others. The bigger spanners, the larger they get, the more positive they sound. But they've got a nice finish on them. Look, they're obviously chromed, and then they're sort of media blasted. Got a part number on the back there. Now, a lot of these German companies and German supermarkets, they like to put a lot of the German branding and things on here. Almost certainly not made in Germany, but when they're that cheap, even if they last you a couple of years and you can return them under warranty, you can't really go far wrong. They feel quite nice. They've got quite a wide side on them as well, so if you are pulling on them a bit, some of the spanners actually have got quite a sharp edge on here, and after a couple of hours pulling on them, I certainly start to feel it nowadays as I've got older, but I think they're going to be pretty useful. So we'll add them to the toolbox for the van. We'll use them as regular as we physically can do and see what sort of lifespan we get out of them. But like I say, I've got a fairly good eye for a reasonable tool, and I don't think that that's too bad a spanner as it goes. Absolute bargain. Let's have a quick look at some of the Aldi stuff. 75% off a pair of H7 headlight bulbs. don't even need them, but I wasn't leaving them there for, in fact I think they were 50p for a pair of those, so you can't leave them there. They've got a slight blue tint to them, should still be road legal I think nowadays, but when you need them, and it's always worth having them on the shelf. 50p, you weren't leaving them there for that. Right, this was the most interesting one. So these little socket sets, they're all heavily reduced at the moment. They were only £8 in the first place, and then we got 50% off of that as they're clearing space out for all their Christmas guff. So I don't know whether you've noticed it as well, but if you ever go in Aldi and you ever go in Lidl, it's always like an absolute bomb site in Lidl. When you go in special buys in Aldi, always much neater, much tidier. I think they obviously have more people taking better care of the middle aisle in Aldi, because Lidl here especially is an absolute tip. You can never find anything, whereas Aldi, it always seems to be quite nicely laid out. Now this does feel a little bit Chinesium. It's little 3/8 drive ratchet, relatively short ratchet, comes with an extension. What's that? 6-inch extension, and then we've got sockets 10mm, 8, 9, 10, 11. We've got an 11 in there as well, which is useful. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 19. So there's no 18 in there. That's not too much of a problem, although on the Volkswagens there's quite a few 18mm fixings. Pretty cool. Look, they've actually got Aldi stamped in them. They're definitely a bit poverty spec feeling. The ratchet on this I think is probably somewhere in the region of 72 teeth. There's a little bit of slack actually in the extension bar. Let's just try that one up. Let's try that on a proper ratchet. Okay, so the extension is not too bad. There's just quite a lot of slack. Little button release on the back there, they're quite useful, obviously reversible. This does feel a little bit pony, but for £4 I wasn't leaving it there. Like I say, we're going to stick that in with the toolkit for the van and see how we get on. They're all 6-pointed sockets, which are quite useful, especially as I'm now doing a bit more work on the Volkswagen stuff. We've got a lot of multi-spline things, but short sockets, 6-sided. I mean, you should be able to get a bit of life out of those. That ratchet there, the actual ratchet mechanism looks to be repairable. Whether or not there's actually a repair kit or anything like that, I do not know, but I'm sure you could probably find something on AliExpress if you needed to, but consider that pretty much a disposable bit of kit. Put it up against the mic. You can hear it sounds a bit woolly. There's a little bit of backlash in there as well, so definitely not a high quality tool, but for £4 that might well just get you out of a hole. So can't really say that I'm disappointed with that, not for the money. Oh, he's lively. I'm fortunate enough to have some pretty reasonable tools. I've invested quite heavily in decent tooling over the years, but the reality of it is that if you're using stuff all day, every day, and you make your money with them, you need appropriate tools that are going to last you and give you no aggro. But given when you can see things like this, super cheap for DIY purposes, for light duty work. I mean, let's be honest, how many of us are all working in professional workshops day in, day out? Not many of us nowadays. And having something like this in the house for light DIY stuff, I mean, the fact that we've got half decent tools available to us for not a lot of money, it's brilliant, really. Right, £2 for a set of insulated screwdrivers. They were reduced to £3.99 and then they were 50% off of that. £2, I weren't leaving them there for that. Do you really want to be poking around in the mains circuit testing? Probably not. However, they actually feel reasonable. They've almost got a head similar look to a wearer one. A similar shape. Don't have the feel of the wearers. Now, one of the things actually that I never compromise on, especially with the nature of the work that I'm using, and work I'm doing, should I say, is the hex keys, the wearer screwdriver handled ones. They're interesting actually because the tips on these have got sort of a slightly recessed section in the flats. They're not a Torx bit, these are a hex, but they've got just a tiny relief cut between the ridges, and they last years. Not expensive, I think each one of these is probably £5. But when you think maybe for what I'm doing, I need a sort of a 2, 2.5, a 3, 4, 5 and a 6 covers most of the applications. You can get a whole set for like £30. These have lasted me for, well, this set's probably coming up 8-9 years old now. I was using snap-on ones before that, and the snap-on ones actually didn't last. The tips all ended up chipping. These wearer ones, well worth investing in if you've got something nice to look after. What's that, a 4mm flat, nice. Actually reasonably well ground tip on those, not too bad at all. Phillips number 1. So that must be a Phillips 0, Phillips 0, Phillips number 1. 5mm flathead, nice little pry bar. I'm not sure that I would trust the insulation on these necessarily, but actually that's not a bad set of screwdrivers. Phillips number 2, so we've got no posi drive in here, have we? No, so there's no posi. No, so there's no posi in there, so we've got flats and Phillips in there, which will get you out of a hole definitely, but for £2 they definitely weren't staying there. We've got blacked tips on there. That'll all wear off quite quickly, but that should prove to be quite grippy. They're pretty rigid. The handles on those feel pretty nice, and they don't roll, so that's the idea with these flats. Yeah, how can you go wrong for £2? Look at that, absolutely mental. You're probably going to have to nip into your Aldi as soon as possible to go and find yourself some of these. Like I say, I think these are a line that they keep fairly regularly in there, and they seem to be clearing all of those out now for Christmas. So yeah, they'll go into the new van toolkit. And then we've got a multimeter. I use a multimeter all the time. This was £2 or £3, 2 or £3, can't remember. Cheap anyway. And it should have batteries in as well. To avoid electrical shock, remove all cables before opening the housing. Cheers mate, thanks for that. Right, I'll unscrew that quickly with my new... Oh, look at that. The 2 Chinese screws and the screwdriver actually match. Oh, that's all right. It actually feels pretty good. It's not a rubber bumper around the outside, so if you drop it, it's going to all chip and break. But we've got a little frame on the back here, so we can stand him up if you needed to. All your standard functions of a little multimeter. Hang on, let's just undo them cables a little bit. Quite nice cables. We've got some little covers here, look, so you don't probe too deeply if you don't want to end up setting stuff on fire, let the smoke out. But we can primarily, best thing for these, if you're in a DIY role, it's continuity testing, testing fuses and things like that. But of course we can use this off the mains if you're testing sort of basic wiring and the likes. You can't go wrong for £3. It's a useful tool to have, but probably if you don't necessarily know what you're doing, maybe avoid one of these. You don't want to be poking around in live stuff if you're not entirely sure. However, I think that's pretty good. Couldn't leave it there for the money with the batteries. We'll stick that in the van as well because we've got a few little wires we need to check. We've got some sort of potential broken cables that we need to chase and work through. I'm quite happy with that. Nice. I'm happy. Another slightly boring one, but really important. A dozen hefty L brackets in there. So they call them angle brackets. They sometimes call them mending plates and the likes. £3. I've got to build a false floor in the van shortly, so I've got a little bit of work to do for that. We're going to do some videos when I start decking out the back of the little day van build. These are going to come in really, really useful. Quite nice heavy duty brackets. They also do some much larger ones that look like the old German roofing brackets. But a dozen of those for £3. You can't buy them anywhere else for any cheaper than that. Nice and convenient to pick them up with your shopping. Galvanised finish on there, so a little bit of rust protection. Not stainless, of course, not for that sort of money. However, bit boring, chuck them in your shopping, going for your pastries, always worth having some of those on the shelf. Highly recommended those. I use them quite a lot for sort of DIY projects. I used them in my loft, putting up some shelving and things like that. £3, what bargain. Right, these are going into service. They can go straight under the bench with all the other ones. I'm actually quite happy with them clamps. I think they're going to last. They're certainly going to have a use in here. The little ratchet set, that's definitely cheap, but I mean, it was £4. What do you expect? That's definitely going to have some use. We're going to stick that in the van, and over the coming months we'll use that. These ratchet spanners, on the other hand, though, the Parkside ones, they look all right. They feel like they're going to be pretty reasonable, and actually they feel pretty reasonable quality for the money. I don't think we're going to be able to complain about those too much. Just the little brackets, they're going to serve a purpose. Super cheap. Little multimeter. I always end up dropping these and bashing them up, so another spare one, not bad. That ratchet, she's a little bit Chinese, however, it's certainly going to serve a purpose. We'll see how long it lasts, and if we bust it, we'll get that on film. Who doesn't love some cheap screwdrivers? Couple of quid. I was not leaving them there. That's brilliant. Right, hopefully this video all goes to plan. I've got to work out now how to edit it with my microphone and everything else, boys. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. And I'll tell you what we will do. Next time Parkside or Lidl have a plasma cutter, should we get the plasma cutter and see if we can cut some targets out? I think we'll do that, shall we? Right, I'll catch you in the next one.